Noble citizens of the world, welcome back to another episode of the Noble Citizens Podcast. As always, I'm Che. We got Jade.
Hello, everybody.
We got Ronnie.
Howdy.
And we're back. We're finna dive right into the NBA All-Star Weekend because we're fresh off it and we're ready to talk about it right now.
Hype.
And also, we're finna talk a little bit of Super Bowl and a little bit of baseball controversy. So stay tuned and let's get weird.
Yeah.
And they have done it. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami as they win it here in Super Bowl 54.
The Major League Baseball cheating scandal sending shockwaves around the world. The owner of the Houston Astros fired the team's general manager and manager after an investigation found that the Astros cheated by stealing signs during their World Series championship season.
Trophy that's in Houston is bogus. They're not champions. Now, I'm not saying the Yankees are champions or the Dodgers are champions, but y'all behinds ain't no damn champions. You're cheaters. That's really what this comes down to. Come on!
Taco Bell Skills Challenge Trophy to our winner, Bam Adebayo, to the winner of the 2020 AT&T Slam Dunk from the Miami Heat, Derek Jones Jr.
Listen, that's what we do. Oh my.
See, given the certain time right now, you just take a big toke or something over there?
Are you okay?
Puffy long stockings? I'm good. Okay, I have to get my coffee. So we all know what we really want to talk about right now.
Oh, yeah.
We all know what we really want to talk about right now. Let me just preface this with we just got done watching All-Star Saturday Night.
Hi,
NBA.
I'm Dave.
Love an
Dave.
All-Star Saturday night. It is like my favorite time of year, basically.
It's a great day.
Yeah, it is a good weekend.
Because we have to have something after football ends and there's that depression that you got to get something to bring you back to life. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a basketball fan, then it just sucks for you. But you know.
And high key, we're hype right now.
We are hype, but we're gonna leave that for towards the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at first, we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl just passed.
A couple weeks back.
It's been a long time. Once again, we shouldn't have let. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have let you step. Step. Who was that?
Girl.
Who was that? That sung that? Who?
Aaliyah and Timbaland.
Aaliyah
Oh, it was Timbaland. Okay. For the longest time, I didn't know that was Timbaland.
Yeah, he's the one that was like, chicken, girl.
Been a long time.
Hey.
Shouldn't have let. That was always funky. Yeah. So the Super Bowl passed. 49ers, Chiefs.
Yes.
For those of you who are 49ers fans, do apologize. Because y'all lost for the second time this decade.
You know what?
Well, I guess it's not this decade, but the second time in like 10 years.
You know what? High key, I don't apologize.
Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on being Super Bowl 54 champions. They deserve it. Wouldn't you say, Ronnie? You said something about they won. Were you the one that said it? Something about like they won Super Bowl. The last time they won the Super Bowl was 50 years ago. And on the 100th year of the Super Bowl, they won another Super Bowl 50 years later.
That is a very good fact, but no, I did not say that.
Okay, it was somebody said that.
But
I
if
couldn't
you'd like,
remember.
Maybe
I'll
it
take
was
credit for it.
maybe it was Austin.
I
or
tried to throw you
somebody.
the alley, but you were like,
Yeah,
nah.
damn.
No, bro, I'm an honest person.
Oh, okay. I respect that. I respect that.
50% of the time.
50% of the time.
Yeah.
Now, I do, on an analytics standpoint, I do feel that Damian Williams, former Dolphin running back, should have got the MVP. I mean, because he scored the game tying, I believe, and then the game winning touchdown, or I think it was the go ahead touchdown, and then the dagger. So I feel like he should have got the MVP. I mean, but it's fine that Patrick Mahomes, that's the better story, the quarterback.
Can I just say that the game went by really quickly for me?
It did.
Like,
It
I
really
felt
did.
like I blinked and it was over. And
it got to halftime like real fast.
in addition to the congratulations to the teams, let's big up the winner of the what is it called? What did you play?
Oh, like football squares.
The football squares first quarter champion right here.
Yeah, I won the first
Was
quarter.
that CED Mercedes?
No, it was between us and another location.
Oh, okay.
Like there's like 100 squares on the board. I think it's 100.
Yeah.
And then like you just pick squares, and then when the board is full, when all 100 squares are full, they pick random numbers. So I just happened to get 7 and 3, I think it was, and I think who had 7 in the first quarter? Was it San Fran?
It was. I think it was the
KC,
Chiefs.
yeah.
I think it was the Chiefs.
Okay,
yeah.
so the Chiefs had to have 7 in the first quarter, and the 49ers had to have 3.
And he got it right on
And
the
I
money.
got it right on the money. But then the good thing about it was any score that ended in 7 and 3, so 17 and 13 or 27 and 13 or 37 and 3, whatever.
Yeah.
I would have won those quarters too, but I only won one.
Sadly,
But it was
he-
still
Yeah, it's still something.
He
It
was
was still
very
100.
close
Other
to
people won
winning.
nothing.
Yeah, he was very close
Yeah.
to winning that second quarter.
yeah, I was really close to winning that second quarter.
Damn, you got to bring home the money for us, bro.
If Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have threw that interception
Yeah.
in the second quarter, I would have won the second quarter, 100%.
Damn.
But he threw that interception, and
So it's all Patrick Mahomes' fault.
all that's fault.
Damn it.
All that's fault.
Yes.
Now he's leaving us high and dry, waiting for this tax time. Like this is slowly coming. It's like taking its
Slowly.
sweet ass time to get here.
Boy, it's like a sloth.
Because not only that I found out I had 2 W-2s for my job to put in, so now I'm waiting for the first one to get here, so then I can open it up. Because apparently I can't. What would you say? I can't file two.
You can't make adjustments to your tax return right now. You have to wait until they have.
Which is booty hole.
Right.
But
I mean,
it's my money and I need it now.
Damn it. Okay, so
So
the Super Bowl this year was in our backyard.
it's in our backyard. The people like to think it's in Miami. It's in South Beach. It's in Miami.
We're
South
going to South Beach.
Magic
Naka.
City, bright
Not-
lights.
Naka.
Nah, you're
Naka.
in the dirty front porch of Miami.
Yeah.
it's in Miami Gardens. Okay,
Yeah.
Look it up.
look it up.
Look it up. It is pretty west of the
Literally,
ocean.
literally, like you drive, like if you drive on the turnpike, preferably, as soon as you get into Dade, it's right there. It's like it's literally right there.
Literally on County Line Road, like right as you pass that, boom, you're there.
Like
Do you
Miami and all that is at the bottom.
you know-
It's at the very top.
Do you know what we call Miami Gardens?
What's that?
Lil Hialeah.
Lil
hysterical.
Lil Hialeah.
Lil Hialeah.
I mean, I got love for Miami Gardens, because it's kind of like an extension of Broward County, but it's still Miami.
And I love the fact that
Eh.
the stadium is there, and it's almost. I mean, South Florida is very much when people think Miami, they're thinking of, in the minds of many, both Fort Lauderdale and Miami together. So I
Yeah.
love the location of the stadium because it's like literally
It's a
the
perfect-
end of Broward and the beginning of Miami-Dade.
Someone actually said that to me tonight when I was debating about the dunk contest. The guy was like, "Oh, you're biased. You live in Miami." I'm like, "I don't live in Miami. I live in Fort Lauderdale. Same thing."
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's a perfect blend of people from Broward and Miami-Dade. Especially, I'm so glad the stadium is not like actually in Miami because the
True.
traffic would be horrendous. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes.
That is facts, my guy. Facts.
So anyway, the top story between us is that I got to be in the building of Super Bowl 54. I was at Hard Rock Stadium. I was working.
Once in a lifetime right there.
It is kind of a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, unless I stay there until the next one, which I don't plan on doing.
Right.
Some of my coworkers have, this is like their 3rd Super Bowl, so
Wow.
they've been there a while. So yeah, I was at the Super Bowl. Now, although that sounds awesome, I was working, so I didn't get to have the the fan experience, or not even like the VIP fan experience as I was working. I was kind of behind the scenes. Parts of it were kind of awesome because I saw celebrities. Like, bro, it's amazing how in the Super Bowl, because in a regular game, right, you might see some celebrities, you might see a couple here or there, but mostly just regular fans.
And you have before.
And I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially being there all the time, I have. But at the Super Bowl, literally everywhere you go, there's a celebrity.
Oh.
Literally chilling, like I'll get to like what I was doing halftime later, but walking around like pregame as the fans are first coming in, you see like where you would see regular fans all the time, you see celebrities like I remember walking up one of the helixes, like I guess like prior to the game or sometime before the game, and I saw Jake Paul, and I'm like, well, I could have saw better people. I mean, like, why the first person I got to see Jake Paul out of all people that are here? But it was all right for what it was. Yeah, and then you walk around. Some of my coworkers were like, "Oh, we saw Pusha T and Ben Simmons and Kendall Jenner," and then we saw, et cetera and et cetera. So
Right.
for that aspect was kind of cool, but of course we had to work. We couldn't really, watch or like enjoy things, and so actually for the halftime, you would think, you can. You can enjoy somewhat of a spectacular performance that's annual. It's supposed to be the greatest or an established artist of our generation to perform at the biggest show in the world at the time. But what I was doing, I got the pleasure of doing, was I had to help out housekeeping along with my other coworkers. I had to help out housekeeping, take out the trash, like literally the whole halftime and the third quarter. Because, there's lots of people at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is always packed. So, apparently, the thing with the stadium is that... actually, you know what? I'm not going to put out too much information.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that.
Let me not put out that information. So, anyway, unfortunately, we had to help out with the trash.
Housekeeping needed some help.
For a reason.
Housekeeping needed help.
They were understaffed. They needed help.
Yeah,
Yes.
I ain't about to air out the dirty laundry like that.
Right.
But, especially for the ones who don't deserve it. But, yeah. I got to hear it.
Yes.
I got to hear it. Actually, when we were walking up to take out the trash, Shakira and her posse walked by us heading to get ready to go on.
Oh, you saw her on the way.
So, I mean, kind of. I mean, I saw, like, her image, but, like, I didn't really clearly see her.
Aw.
So, yeah. And I guess J-Lo I guess she might have been on the other side because she wasn't with them, I don't think. But, yeah. Before then, you saw a bunch of people from, like, the marching band and all the backup dancers all just lined up, hyped as hell, ready to go on as they're about to do an amazing show that's in front of billions of people.
True.
So, but yeah, I mean, after the game, and when I say after the game, I mean, like, after everything. After everything that's
Trophy
happened
presentation,
already.
everything. Confetti.
This is when some of the employees who are like clocked out or whatever, some of the higher up sales employees or whatever, they're on the field chilling or whatever, celebrating another year or whatever, and I'm just there like picking up the Gatorade buckets and the fan bikes and all that, trying to clear the field because that stadium has to get ready for Miami Open immediately after. It's getting ready for it right now. So and usually it takes the stadium has time to get ready for Miami Open, but of course with the Super Bowl, that was cut by a month. So they had to do a lot getting ready for the next event. But, you would think talking about the Super Bowl and being at the Super Bowl would be an amazing experience. I'd have like a bunch of stories, but
It was meh.
it was meh. I mean, it was cool in retrospect. So, like, I was at the Super Bowl, like, but it wasn't a great, it wasn't like it was amazing. I'll never forget it. It was like that was another shift. It was just a bigger shift than like other ones.
They paid you to be there.
But
yeah,
I mean,
You're important.
that's what I get out of it.
Right. But isn't it kind of, even us, we went to a Super Bowl party and we left the Super Bowl party shortly after the halftime show, and even driving along the street, right? And we drove on 75 past this area where in the clearing, you could see the stadium from like miles away.
Yeah.
And you could see it lit up and everything. I think all of our lives, we kind of like looked to the Super Bowl as being like this magical event, right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
But the
Like,
fact
oh
that
my God.
exactly, the fact that it was there and we saw the lights, we saw the building lit up, you were there in the building, it kind of brings it down to earth. Like, this is really just another game.
Yeah, it's like once you're there, when you're not there, it's a lot bigger in your head. But when you're there, it's like, It's like, it's great, but at the same time, it's not like as magical as you think. Unless you were like, a VIP. You got to be on the field. You got to have the best experience at the Super Bowl. Unless you had that, then it's okay. It's still great. I'm not downplaying the Super Bowl, but
Right.
yeah. But it was still an experience. It was still a cool experience to have. I can say that I was at the Super Bowl. I was at a Super Bowl,
And a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, and I walked on the field. It might have been way after, but I got on the field of a Super Bowl. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I don't want to get too much on the Super Bowl because I feel like we had that's kind of ancient history now.
It came and went.
The ship has sailed.
Football season's over, and we have a little bit of controversy to talk about that I feel is more important and current and upcoming.
Literally sipping the tea right now.
As Jade sips tea. Baseball season's coming back around. I'm always excited for that. Not many people might may not be because of the fact that baseball isn't as popular as it was back in the day. I'm a Yankees fan.
You
Diehard
are.
Yankees fan. These people know for sure.
I'm not.
When what fan? Who are you a fan of?
Who am I a fan of?
The Cleveland Indians.
The Cleveland freaking Indians.
For some reason, I don't know why.
We got robbed.
Who got robbed?
We got robbed. The Cubs robbed us.
Oh, the Cubs.
Yeah.
Damn, you bringing up ancient wounds. You bringing up that old wound.
The Cubs robbed us.
Yeah, but baseball season coming back around again, and pretty much the top controversy of what's going on in the baseball world is the Astros and them being found out from their sign stealing. And when I first heard about it, I thought it was like only for this past season. I thought it was only for like the past playoffs or just for a little bit of time. But apparently it's been throughout the whole 3 seasons since they won their first World Series.
That is
2017 or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
That is effed. I thought it was just this past season too.
Yeah, at least that's what I heard.
Wow.
And there is just a lot of buzz. Like pretty much the Astros, their players and personnel, they're pretty much stuck in what they call an apology prison. They got to go on an apology tour, you know, like when
Yeah.
a celebrity fucks up and they got to, go around. And so, yeah. But not every person that's a part of the Astros is apologizing. I mean, I guess they're kind of sorry, but they're actually kind of defending their actions. Like I saw, I don't know if it was a tweet or an interview quote from Carlos Correa. He's an outfielder for the Astros. He said because there's a lot of talk surrounding the video of when Jose Altuve hit the walk-off home run to win the ALCS last year against the Yankees. When he was circling the bases and he was coming home, he was telling his teammates not to rip his jersey open. Now, if you don't get that, it's baseball players when there's a walk-off and everybody's all excited, even in the regular season, they like to rip your jersey off as like part of the celebration.
It's a tradition. It's like a celebratory event.
They don't do it all the time, but they do it a lot.
Yeah.
So you would think that in that point in time, that's a perfect time to do it. You just won the series. Your team you hit a walk-off home run to go to the World Series. That is a rare occasion. That is probably one of the most awesome things you can do in baseball, short of hitting a walk-off to win the World Series. And so why would you even care about your jersey? Like, you wouldn't have a care about anything in the world but celebrating, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I would think. But he came around heading to home plate, and he was covering up his jersey, saying, "Do not rip my jersey open. Don't rip my jersey open." He was like trying to like protect himself from his players. And you would think you would just hit, like I said, he's just hit the walk-off home run to win the ALCS and go to the World Series. I would think you were not thinking about anything else but celebrating with your teammates in the moment right there. But the first thing he did was he ran to the clubhouse. He ran to the clubhouse. They showed him going into the clubhouse, and obviously he went in there to change.
He put on the championship jersey.
Yeah, he put on the championship shirt. So everybody's like, because apparently also involved in this cheating scandal. Yeah, not only was there like a camera that was like put there by the Astros pointing towards the catcher from center field, like showing the signs, but they also had an alleged system of like a Bluetooth wire that they wear in their jerseys that like touches their skin or whatever, that they can send a signal to it and it vibrates. And
They got high tech with it.
Like, wow.
like that's what I heard,
In
but
depth. This is premeditated.
this is premeditated. But yeah, what I heard first with the camera is that they had the camera, right? And then they had a clear view of the catcher and his signals to the pitcher. And so what they would do is when they knew it was a breaking ball, meaning a ball that's like slowed down or like curves away or like a curveball or change up, what they do is they banged on a trash can or they banged somewhere on in the dugout. And that would indicate to the hitter that, oh, it's a breaking ball. Don't swing at this. And so he wouldn't. And then so when there would be no bang, that's when it's a fastball. It's coming right down the middle or it's somewhere in the strike zone, and it's safe to swing at it. It's safe to hit
Question.
it.
So I mean, when I first heard about this story, I read that they were stealing signs, and I was like, "What the heck? They stole a sign?
Yeah.
What is that?"
They stole a stop sign.
What's that they see from?
I quickly understood that the fact is, it's, the signals that the other teams have, right? Like just like football, they have like the little symbols that are supposed to mean something to the people on the field that you're not supposed to understand.
Yeah.
So how did they get to understand what the signs meant?
Well, I would assume that some of the signs that are given by the catchers to the pitcher, a lot of them are pretty universal.
Okay.
Like some fingers would mean the same thing. Like, I feel like I don't know specifically, but I feel like one finger down is like a fastball and like four fingers is like generally they would be the same thing for almost everybody. So, and they would probably also study it. Like they would also study like during the game, like which finger is for which pitch.
Is there something with the managers too? Like, do they like touch their nose or their ears, like, to tell them something?
There's that too, but that's more to do with them signaling the players that are out on the field to do something, like their own players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say because batters wouldn't really look back at like
Right, the pitcher would though, right?
Yeah,
The batter would, like the batter could look down at his base coach, and his base coach could give him a signal to do something.
That's true.
To either hold up or to swing or whatever is necessary. So that's what I originally heard was the camera and the banging, and then I recently just heard about this wire thing that had wires with a you could Bluetooth send a signal to it to buzz to indicate like which pitch is coming or what what. So a lot of people think that he was trying to hide his or he was trying to cover up his jersey and not get it ripped off because he had a wire on it, so it would be exposed.
The sophistication of the cheating. Whew.
Man. And
this is big money cheating right here.
Big money cheating, and especially in the postseason, like that's a big deal.
Wow.
So, Carlos Correa, his explanation on it, which I just saw, I believe earlier today, was that he didn't rip his jersey off, and this is like the lamest excuse ever. He didn't rip his jersey off because he had an unfinished collarbone tattoo that looked hideous.
Oh boy!
Really.
If the viewers could see my face right now.
Ronnie has a disdain.
If the listeners could see my face. Jesus
He has a
Christ.
disdain, bruh, on his face.
Wow.
Wow.
That is the lamest excuse I've ever heard.
And, I saw Cody Bellinger coming out to really speak against
Cody Bellinger
what was
hot.
found out.
He was hot. He was like, they stole a ring from us, and I forgot what he said exactly, but I saw a bit of that interview that he did.
And the thing about it is if you're apologetic, you're apologetic, right? Like, a lot of them are coming out, I'm so sorry, we made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. But then after Cody Bellinger said what he said, then Carlos Correa came out again and was like, oh, we haven't been doing it all 3 years. I don't know if he can read or how his reading comprehension is, but clearly he doesn't understand what's going on. So like the arrogance of the response is like...
You could write it down. That don't mean it's true.
Yeah, like...
People write down shit all the time. Like, I'm supposed to believe you just because you wrote it down?
Like, I don't... And it doesn't matter if you... Oh, we didn't do it for all 3 years. Okay, it don't matter, but you just did it.
Like,
Correct.
you cheated.
Like either way, okay, you didn't do it for all 3 years, so okay, you did it for 2.5 years.
And the fact that they're now,
What?
they're now saying like, oh, we had a good team, that's why we won. So don't take our titles away from us because no.
Take them hoes away.
Exactly. So when it comes to
Well,
other
they just
people,
got one, but...
yeah, when other people are cheating, like Lance Armstrong, right? He took the steroids. It was found out. And who knows if he would have still won without them or not. But guess what? His titles are gone, regardless.
They revoked all his titles.
Right.
And that's also like a big problem right now is that the Astros are don't really seem to be receiving a punishment. Like,
Right.
I don't know what Rob Manfred is doing about it. He's the commissioner of baseball. I don't know if he just is done with it or is further investigating this. I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't seem like they're getting any kind of punishment for this. I don't know. The only punishment that's really happened is that people, like, not players, but, I guess a player sort of technically, but faculty, I shouldn't say faculty, personnel, coaches from that team have been fired. Like, the reason why I say player technically is because Carlos Beltran was a player on the team. He was supposed to be the manager for the Mets this year, and because of that, the Mets said, nah, we don't want nothing to do with that now.
Yeah, because they don't want that negative light shed on them.
Yeah.
Because what if it didn't come out right now? What if it came out in a year or two that they were cheating? And then they're like, oh shit, wait, he was on the team.
Yeah, because then they're gonna be like, oh, well, had the Mets been
what
doing
about
the same
him?
thing now?
Exactly. So I don't blame him. I would have fired his ass too.
Yeah, Alex Cora was I think he was an assistant coach on the Astros, and then he went on to be the manager of the Red Sox the next season, and they won the World Series the next season, the Red Sox. He also got fired from being from the Red Sox for that same reason.
Sweet Caroline.
AJ Hinch, I believe that's his name. AJ Hinch from he's the manager of the Astros. He got fired.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of players that are like kind of owning up to it and like, like it was a terrible thing.
George
we
Springer,
should have did it. I would take it back if I could, or which is kind of bold because you're only apologizing because you got caught.
Yep.
But then there are some people, and then the owner of the Astros were like, oh, we won fair and square, and what they did had no implication on them winning. Like they won, like that's it. Like really?
Yeah. So
Really?
knowing what pitches they're gonna throw has zero implication. Like
none.
Oh yeah. Like okay. Yeah. It's a curveball. Yeah. We're not gonna swing at that. Yeah.
It's
That has nothing to do with this.
It's a
winner.
BS
Get the hell
situation.
outta
It's
here.
like kind of like when the regular season of the NBA, when they have horrible calls or don't call things that should have been called,
Dude.
and then the game finishes, and then after the game they go back to say, "Oh yeah, sorry, we missed that one."
Like the next
bro.
day. What was it? The Trailblazers and the Jazz game.
Yeah,
It was a
that was
blatant.
bogus.
It was a blatant bad call. And then the bad thing is the next day the refs were like, "Oh yeah, we missed that. We missed that." Like
I don't
this
wanna
is-
hear
Can't
this
go
is
back now.
Yeah, this is
I don't wanna
bullshit.
hear
You're-
that.
Yeah, you're not gonna take the points away or give me my points. Like this is bullshit.
Unless you're gonna give us the W, I don't want to hear that.
Exactly. They need to. We'll get into that when we start talking about basketball. That's a whole nother episode. Shit.
So I know it's a tough situation around the players and coaches, and it's kind of a sticky situation with the fans because the Houston Astros fans. I don't really know what their take on it is right now, but I feel like most of them are like. I don't know if it's that they don't care that they cheated or they just want to stick with their
Loyal,
team no
right.
matter what. But because what was the B-Dubs thing?
Yeah, so B-Dubs tweeted something in response.
Real quick, for those of you who don't know what B-Dubs is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
That's our little nickname for them.
It's Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
is that not a common nickname? B-Dubs.
I have no clue.
I felt like
I'm from
everybody used that.
I'm from a small Indiana town, and that's where I heard it from.
By the way, they
And
have-
I've never heard anyone down here say it.
Yeah.
I always just hear people say Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh well.
But anyways, proceed with your story.
By the way, they have the best ranch. Oh, I love their ranch.
And their onion rings. Their onion rings are the best.
It's
also.
secretly Hidden Valley.
So B-Dubs equals Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right.
Proceed with your story.
So I'm just going back to kind of find the tweet now. Let's see if they took it away or if it's still posted here. Oh, here. So Jim Crane said, our opinion is this didn't impact the game. Jim Crane is the owner, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So he says, our opinion is this didn't impact the game. We had a good team. We won the World Series, and we'll leave it at that. So Buffalo Wild Wings responds to a tweet that said that. And they said, our opinion is that Houston's apology will not impact their reception at away games, which, I mean, it's pretty much a fact. Like, when they go to away games, people are going to be pissed, right? They're probably going to get booed. I mean, it will
Hell
impact
yeah.
the reception at away games. But people got mad at B-Dubs for responding and saying something. So here's a tweet from somebody that says, I'm sad. I went to BWW for the last 10 years since it opened up in my town. I'm not going back, sadly. I used to be able to get 60-cent wings to carry out on wing day, but they apparently don't allow that anymore. Bad business decision, not going back. But this is a response to the Houston thing. Somebody said, you do realize that whoever's controlling your social media accounts is single-handedly sinking your Houston and surrounding areas, locations? Houston stands behind our Astros. So it's
So you're gonna stand behind the cheating, huh? You're just going. The cheating was okay. Oh, it's our team.
Pretty
okay.
much. That's pretty much what it is.
But if it was
It's our
anybody
team.
else's team, they would have felt the same way. So that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing. I feel like if the story was flipped with situations like that, I'm like, you would be also pissed at the other team.
Right.
So
Exactly.
like, you're really just gonna be like, oh, it's our team. It doesn't matter. We're still champions. Like yada yada yada.
Yep.
Don't you just love, like, especially for people who worked in retail? Don't you just love when people are just like, you're never getting my business again. I'm never coming back here ever again in my life. You just lost a customer.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
literally, this person says that was a bonehead thing to say. With so many Houston locations, you lost a loyal customer, a-holes.
And I'm just,
I agree with you. I love like in like retail when people say that.
Because my
Like, it's
mindset,
awesome.
my mindset is that the company, I have like a funny like reaction for the company where the company's just like, oh my God, you are not going to come back to our company that has like millions of stores worldwide or nationwide, but you are not going to go, oh my God, what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to go bankrupt.
Like that's
Oh my goodness. Without you, I don't know how we're gonna stand on our 2 feet.
Yeah.
We gotta fire everybody. We can't pay anybody because you paid our whole bills. Like, you
I've
are
seen
our
that
only business.
single person. That's like that's happened at work before.
Like, shut the hell up. They don't care.
There was a customer at work, and he wasn't like, because like most of the people we sell to are like big like electrical companies and stuff like that. But we have like smaller independent people who come in too. And this guy, he would come in and spend a month, maybe like $500 to $1,000 a month, and like something was overpriced. He felt, I guess, I don't know what the hell happened, and
He was upset.
yeah, he was upset.
I'm upset.
And he was like,
$50,000
"Oh,
on my head is disrespect."
I'll never come here again. You guys just lost a customer. You guys gonna go out of business? Yeah, okay, yeah. We have like 1,000.
Yeah.
We have 1,000 locations
Yeah.
around the country. We are definitely gonna go out of business. You are the single sole person paying everyone's salary.
Especially
of
when
people.
I'm just
Come
here
on.
making like my like $3 an hour. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
bye sir.
Yeah, exactly.
And bye. I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, somebody
Adios.
responded and said, for every Houston fan who boycotts Buffalo Wild Wings, there will be 31 other fans who will become customers.
Bro, Buffalo Wild Wings should do something for like every Houston fan that boycotts Buffalo Wild Wings. They'll give a free small onion ring, a free drink, a small wing pack, something. Give us free wings, something.
But you know what? As a Yankees fan, I don't really like to see anybody lose their job, even though it's happened, because that's just how the world works in baseball. But the only punishment I want to see is that their 2017 title is vacated. That's the only punishment I want to see. Just do that, and I'd be satisfied. Because it needs to happen. You can't let it go unpunished. You can't just do this little ass like how are you gonna truly call them champions when you just found out they cheated to do it? Like,
Yeah, there's something just wrong about that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was a Miami team, that was the first thing they would have did. That stuff. They probably would have been like, you know what, we're just gonna rescind the whole franchise. Baseball's just not gonna happen in Miami anymore. Let's just put it at that.
And man, I don't know. It could be any Miami team. They're always trying to.
I'm telling
They're
you,
always trying to get over on us at some
there's
point.
something about corporate America and whoever else in Miami franchises that they hate. That they just come down on Miami the hardest I don't know why.
Speaking of coming down on Miami the hardest, I am really disappointed in UCF. And I never thought I would say that.
I like how you bring up UCF first.
I know, right?
Because I'm literally looking through.
Naturally, you brought up UCF
I'm
first.
literally looking through Twitter right now, looking at the UCF Knights and UCF football and UCF men's hoops tweets, and I'm disappointed. I am. I am usually am a proud UCF Knight. I am an alumni. I graduated from the place.
I tried to tell them they were no
usually
good.
big them up in every single
Tried to
way.
tell her.
I support. But then tonight, you disappoint me, UCF. In every single one of their Twitter accounts, UCF has stated that Aaron Gordon was robbed tonight. And you know what, UCF? I disagree.
Let's backtrack.
Hold me back.
Let's backtrack a little bit here because we dove into just one side of this whole
I'm
story.
sorry. I couldn't hold it. It was in my
'Cause-
face, and I had to address
Because
it.
naturally you just gravitate towards UCF, even in hatred. You just gravitate. So let's get into the main event of this episode. So NBA All-Star Saturday night.
Yes.
One of the most entertaining nights of the NBA season. All the stars are out, dressed dapper down. Even the celebrities of wherever else come together at wherever this year, Chicago, to watch the biggest and brightest of NBA stars showcase their talents in the forms of competition.
Yes. And there's challenges, which I love. Like, I absolutely love the skills challenge and the dunk challenge and the 3-point contest. They're my favorite.
You are not alone. So, to recap the night, it started out in great fashion. As you all know, we are huge Miami Heat fans.
You know.
And Mr. Bam Adebayo is the 2020, Skills Showdown champion.
Yes.
Yay, Bam!
Now, we honestly were a little nervous. Actually, we were probably the least confident in Bam in out of everybody
Sorry,
because... I mean, we know Bam is a skilled big man, but the fact that it had the 3-point shot at the end, we were like, can he really make the shot like that? Considering he's only made 1 3 the whole season.
Yeah, that was the only thing that we were kind of iffy on. You know what?
We
Was
were
the
like,
everything,
can he hit it?
Everything else I was fine with. I knew the thing with the hole where you got to throw the ball in the hole. I knew
The pass.
The pass. Yeah, I knew he'd be fine with that. Going around the cones, the layup. I knew he'd be fine with all that stuff. The 3 is what I was worried about, and he was draining them boys. Right? He was draining them bitches like his name was Steph Curry. Bro.
Like literally, the guards had no chance in this. It was all big men.
All big men.
All big men came down to it. He went up against Spencer Dinwiddie, beat out Spencer. Spencer Dinwiddie was last year's champion, I think. Beat out Spencer Dinwiddie, and then he played. He went up against Pascal Siakam. We were like, Pascal can shoot a little bit. And then we were real confident about Bam. We were like, oh, shit, Bam's on a roll. And so then he went up against Domantas Sabonis. And then I'm like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
Domantas Sabonis can shoot.
Yeah, he's really efficient from 3.
And so I was a little nervous. I knew he could beat him out, in the agility because he's smaller than him. And I would think he's more athletic than him. But it's just that 3 that we were nervous about. And then it took them a little while to get that in. But once he got it in, we were like, yeah.
The people underneath us probably hated us.
The whole night they probably hated us.
Down the hall,
Probably
everything.
everybody, yeah.
So, we took home the first trophy of the night. Big up for 305, Miami Heat. So we go on to the 3-point contest. So now we're like, all right, bro, Duncan is a sniper, bro. Like, even though it's his first time in the All-Star whatever, he's a great 3-point shooter.
America runs on Duncan.
Duncan, I have to look it up real quick, but Duncan.
Yeah, he's one of the top 3-point shooters in the league right now.
Yeah, the last time I saw, he was the 5th best 3-point shooter in the league right now.
Although
but
I think Tyler
he
Hero is
moved up.
leading rookies in 3-point shooting, I believe.
Last time I heard he was the number 1 rookie 3-point shooter. Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like Trae Young is the best 3-point shooter in the league right now. I don't know if he's the best 3-point shooter in the league. I know he's one of the best scorers because he's averaging 30 something a game. It's crazy how many points he's scoring. And that was probably the most disappointing part of the 3-point contest because Trae Young shot like booty.
The worst.
Even Trae Young knows Trae Young shot like he tweeted something else. I don't know. It was a meme Jay showed me.
There was a meme going on kind of with this guy that's a bigger guy throwing 3 points.
Spice Adams.
Shots,
Spice Adams, yeah.
And missing every single one. It's a brick. And somebody said, this is Trae Young tonight. This was Trae Young shooting tonight.
Shit.
And then Trae Young responded and said, ha, 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 emoji, and facts.
Yeah.
Facts. He did not do good.
Duncan Robinson is the 4th best 3-point shooter in the league right now.
Oh, behind who?
James Harden is number 1 with 234 threes.
Oh, okay, James Harden.
Damian Lillard is 212.
Makes sense.
Buddy Hield is 207.
Oh, Buddy Hield. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
The champion.
The champion. And Duncan Robinson with 191.
Okay.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson for his first time, he came out. He did all right. He landed 19.
Yeah, you could tell he's kind of nervous.
He was kind of nervous because from before the first shot, his hand was shaking a little bit. So I mean, I guess it's okay. It would have been great to clean sweep Saturday night and take home all the trophies of the 305.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't win them all.
There's something to be said about when you're out there by yourself, right? Everybody is watching you, and then on top of that, even though, I mean, he can't hear the announcers that we hear on the TV, but in the arena, you can hear somebody go, oh, didn't make it, missed, you know? So it's like that commentary sometimes is very distracting, and I think he wasn't ready for it.
But it was a good attempt by Duncan Robinson.
Yes.
He's a great three-point shooter. He's a great player. I think he's going to bounce back. Hopefully he's in the next year. He can redeem himself. But, so he didn't win it. So now we move on. We move on
Controversial.
to the main event of Saturday night, the most sought-after event of All-Star Weekend, which is the dunk contest. Wow, that was a lot of controversy.
It still is
for this dunk contest.
And I think the reason that it's always so kind of heightened in controversy and in whatever, because it's a matter of opinion versus, you know, the 3-point contest and the skill challenge. It's literally fact, right? Who gets there first? Who shoots the most points? Like, that's who wins. However, this is based on opinion, and everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what the most important opinions are the judges. But yeah, so the dunkers were, of course, Derrick Jones Jr., our boy. There was Dwight Howard. I don't know why he was in it. I mean, he kind of Asian, but you know, Superman. I guess.
Asian or aging?
Aging. I said age. I said it. I said it ghetto. I said aging. And then who else? It was Pat Connaughton or Connaughton. I don't know.
I think it's Connaughton.
DJ Khaled was kind of confused too. So I thought it was Connaughton.
No, I think it's Connaughton.
Is it Connaughton?
Connaughton.
Like that, yeah. I feel like I heard 2K say Connaughton before, but I don't know. And then
I'm not sure.
And then of course Aaron Gordon. Now you know what? We'll get into that later. So
real quick, let me interrupt.
Go ahead.
Tyler Hero is the best 3-point shooting rookie in the league. With 99. Yeah, the closest to him is Darius Garland with 96. And he's also got the best, I guess it's percentage. Yeah, the best percentage, like shooting percentage.
Look at Tyler Hero.
He's not the best. He's number 3. He has the 3rd best shooting percentage.
Good job,
under
Tyler.
rookies. But you got to remember, he's missed the past, 4 or 5 games, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Because of his ankle or something.
Because of his ankle, yeah. So I'm sure he's dropped at least a spot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to him and Kendrick Nunn balling in the Rising Stars game.
Yeah, me too.
But Kendrick Nunn, we can't forget about Kendrick Nunn. He did pretty good. I don't know how many scored. I don't know how many points he scored. I know he had a couple dunks, and he had that steal that led to a dunk or a layup, I believe, or something like that.
So he ended up with.
I know at one point he had like 12, right? I think at one point he had 12 points.
Yeah, and then I think he hit it. I want to say he had like 16 or 17.
Yeah, I can't remember for sure. I was just looking forward to either Kendrick or Tyler Hero winning the Rising Stars game MVP. But then you got to think there's Zion and Ja, and they're all going to be looked towards to score, and and they kind of had a little dunk contest of their own at the end of that game.
Yeah, they did.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
I like how usually it's funny that almost all the time you're like, oh, USA is going to win this. USA always got the best players, the best basketball comes out of America. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's always, I don't know if that puts a chip on like the world team's shoulders, or simply it's the fact that the world is kind of getting better and is a little better at basketball and is kind of at a higher standard. But the world always like outperforms America, or the USA in that game. They don't always win. I think they won last year or the year before or whatever.
Bro.
But
that shouldn't even be called Team World. That should be called Team Canada.
I mean, it did seem like there were a lot of players from Canada, but I think only like 3 or 4 of them were from Canada, and then the rest were from like everywhere else. But yeah, USA came back. I thought USA was going to get their ass. Well, they were getting their ass with the whole game up until like the 4th quarter when they started coming back and then just balling.
Yeah, they won. Team USA won 151 to 131.
Yeah.
And they only got to 131 because I think it was like 125.
Yeah, because at the end of the game, there was like no defense.
Yeah, like the last minute.
It was just a dunk contest.
Minute and a half. It was a dunk contest, yeah.
Yeah. So getting back to the actual dunk contest. So I want to add, before we get to the main, circumstance, is that I don't understand how Dwight Howard got a 50 on that lame-ass dunk.
Lame.
Now, I get that, it was pretty cool that he tributed Kobe with the 24 on his chest and then with the Kobe ball and everything. I mean, obviously, anything that has to do with Kobe that you put on, like, that's gonna be, you know, well appreciated because, you know, it's still fresh. But the dunk that followed after that was pretty normal. It was a normal ass, like, I mean, it might have been lobbed over the backboard, but it was still a pretty normal dunk.
That
like,
was
it wasn't anything special.
That was the only abnormal thing about that dunk was it was lobbed over the backboard.
But somehow he got a 50.
Dude, that should have been all sevens, okay?
I think that when the judges begin, I think they need to be like a little judges meeting prior to this event that talks about the criteria for judging, because I think they start way too high. I don't know what makes them feel like anything below a 5 or maybe a 5 would be too harsh or mean, but literally you need to use the entire 10 digits of the 1 through 10 that you got allotted, because once you get to a certain point, there's no more going up. Like, you're gonna have to find a winner at the end of the day. So you need to really be critical in how you judge.
And that was the problem going into the final round. I also want to give a big up to Pat Connaughton because I didn't really know he was a dunker like that. I'm sure nobody really knew he was a dunker like that, or a lot of people probably didn't even know who he was up until that moment. But he had a couple of cool dunks. I like the white man can't jump thing that he had going on in the first round.
That was pretty cool.
I did like the dunk where he dunked over Giannis. Where he dunked over Giannis, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll give him that one. But okay, so the Twitter world, everywhere, everyone on social media is buzzing about this.
There's a lot of angry people out there. There's a lot of livid people out there.
Everybody's buzzing about this. This is like the most talked about thing on social media right now. So, Derrick Jones Jr. and Aaron Gordon were the final two in the dunk contest. And Derrick Jones Jr., our boy, ended up winning. So, you know, in Miami, we got 2 trophies coming back.
We are not mad.
We ain't mad at all. But there's a lot of controversy because of the fact that Aaron Gordon, like, on the 5th dunk of that final round, because he dunked over Taco Fall, which he didn't clear him, because a lot of people were like, bro, you dunk over Taco Fall, you won. Well, first off, he didn't clear him. Like, he literally sat on his neck and made his head go forward.
Okay, so
his nuts were dragging Taco Fall's back from the shoulders all the way up to the halfway to the back of his head.
So if you didn't know, Taco Fall is 7'5".
He's 7.
Right?
He's a very, very tall.
He's
man.
a rookie in the league, coming straight out of the University of Central Florida, which I usually promote, but I'm mad at them today.
Which by the way is a little dangerous, because if he would have hurt Taco Fall, not only would the Boston would have sued the shit out of Aaron Gordon, but the Boston fans would have pocked their cars in Aaron Gordon's Harvard yard. So that wouldn't have been good. But continue.
So, yes, Taco's very large, right? And you typically, whenever he's dunking, like, he really doesn't have to reach. Like, literally, he's up there.
He's already there
with the hoop.
He's in the clouds.
So the fact that, yes, people see it. I mean, yes, they're in the arena. They may not get the same view that we do, right? They may have seen or thought that they saw him clear, but there was no clearance. And there were some people who literally, specifically Kenny Smith, would not give it up.
Nah, bro.
He was in his feelings. He was upset about that.
See, here's my thing. Okay, Derrick Jones Jr. had the foul shot or near foul shot jump and the windmill dunk that was a Dominique Wilkins style dunk. That's pretty legendary. And so Aaron Gordon came out. He's like, oh, dang, you know, he's putting up his dunks. He's making every one of them. I got to do something big. So, yeah, he grabs Taco Fall. He's like, bro, if I dunk over the 7'5" man, I'm definitely winning. And he did. I mean, he did kind of, kind of sketchy, but he still did. But that's the thing, is that everybody's mad because they thought that dunk should have beat Derrick Jones Jr.'s final dunk. But my thing is, and our thing is collectively, is that contest should not have even gone to extra dunks.
Correct.
No, definitely not.
If you remember, the very first dunk of the final round, I believe it was Derrick Jones Jr. grabbed 2 people. He grabbed 2 people. The back guy held it behind his head, just like they all did the whole night. And he went and put it through his legs and windmilled it. And clean and hit that clean.
Right.
Very first try. That was amazing. Now Aaron Gordon goes and grabs Chance the Rapper, right? I think he used Chance the Rapper.
Did we
Yeah.
see how tall Chance the Rapper
He's
was?
5'10".
He's like 5'10".
Just because he's listed as 5'10" doesn't mean he's really 5'10". He might be like 5'9", you know?
True.
Like,
yeah. But
but
anyway,
he's 5'10". We'll just say he's 5'10".
he only grabbed Chance the Rapper. That was one person, right? And he did the same thing to where he held the ball behind him, but he did the same dunk that he did like once or twice before, like in the previous rounds, I believe.
He just ran different. He just the first time he did it, he ran left to right, and he like did it like he jumped over the person, and he like did like he like turned, and put it in and then dunked.
Yeah.
The second time he did it, he ran right to left and did the same exact dunk. He just turned a different way, but it's the same damn thing.
Yeah, he pretty much basically
You
did
know,
the same
like-
dunk as before, and Derrick Jones Jr. got a 50 for his. He definitely should have got a 50, but Aaron
Didn't deserve
Gordon
it.
also got a 50. That did not. If listen, you were saying that those two dunks, Derrick Jones Jr. did it over two people. He did it over one. He did it through his legs, and he did it the same thing that he did before. You tell me that's the same score?
Derrick Jones Jr.
No way.
Derrick Jones Jr. jumped over two people, put it between his legs, and added a windmill at the end. Like, come on.
Nah, I'm saying
on, bro.
Derrick Jones Jr. should have been won the dunk contest.
Yeah,
it should not have even gone to extra dunks.
This is what I said to someone on social media. Aaron Gordon's lucky it went as far as it went.
Yeah.
Like
They were literally
it.
giving
Like-
it to Aaron Gordon because of the fact that they just wanted to see more.
exactly.
Yeah. The only reason it went as long as it did was because they kept giving them the same score, which it didn't deserve it along the way. So the fact that at the very end they're like, okay, we're on 5 dunks now. Somebody's got to win.
Yeah,
Not-
so
right?
Not
they
to
pretty much
mention-
put themselves in their own hole.
Exactly.
Not to mention that the one dunk, the first time the guy threw it off the side of the backboard, you guys say you don't count the first attempt, so we won't count the first attempt, even though he ran and he attempted to jump. The guy just didn't throw the ball high enough,
Right.
or threw it too high or something. I don't know. The second time he missed. He caught the
second
ball.
time he missed.
He didn't get it to the third time. You're telling me that doesn't count against your points? Like you still get a 50? You can try 3 times and still get a 50?
Yeah,
like,
that's BS.
come on.
And then
And
Derrick
then
Jones Jr. hit it the first time again.
Yes. And at
Yeah.
the very beginning, D Wade said that he was taking off points for people who didn't do it the first time. Right?
Which D Wade lied about that,
Somebody
though.
talked him out of it, right? I remember one of the first final dunks between the two of them. D Wade said, "Oh, somebody peer pressured me into a 10."
I think
like
it-
no.
I think it was Common because I got a notification on my phone right here that says Common said final score supposed to be tied, but somebody didn't do it right. But
no.
But Common and who was
Candace Parker, I am very disappointed in you.
Common and Candace Parker are the ones who put 10s.
Yes.
Everyone else put 9s.
Yes.
So I don't know who messed it up.
Let me tell you, Candace was literally she was impressed by everything. Every single thing.
Yeah.
Along the way. It's like,
Even-
come on, Candace.
Even Dwight Howard's weak ass dunk.
That I really don't understand how that got a 50. It was literally like a normal 6-foot person could have did that.
Bro,
Like
those were sympathy points. So
it was sympathy for Kobe. Yeah,
If he didn't put the 24 and use the Kobe basketball, he wouldn't. That would have got. They would have given his ass a 40 on that if he was lucky. But
Yes.
since he used the Kobe ball and put the 24 on his chest, that was sympathy points. That's exactly what that was.
So yeah, pretty much our point is him dunking over Taco Fall was amazing. And in another circumstance, that should have won the dunk contest. And I do agree that Aaron Gordon should have won against Zach LaVine. He definitely
Yeah.
deserved
Yes.
it against Zach LaVine.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. But in this case, it should not have even happened. He should have been won the very first dunk of that
I
final
put it
round.
to you like this:
Derrick Jones, we mean.
If Eric Gordon, or I said Eric, if Aaron Gordon would have did the same dunks against Derrick Jones Jr. that he did against Zach LaVine when he lost, I would say he got robbed then.
Also-
because those dunks were way better than what
So
he did
here's
tonight.
also the thing, and I think this is just people hating on Miami at this point, but the fact that people didn't like almost riot as they are now about that when Zach LaVine won, it's like, why?
Well-
like that to us was like, oh, Aaron Gordon should have won that year, but now everybody's in an uproar when it's not even the same competition.
And another thing is like every time Aaron Gordon dunked, Everyone who was on the sidelines ran on the court.
That's what that's another thing. Derrick Jones Jr. was at a huge disadvantage because when he dunked, and he was doing great dunks, nobody really had a reaction. But then when Aaron Gordon went up, all of a sudden everybody's getting ready. They're getting their phones out there on the court. They're ready to hype his ass up.
And he dunks. He does his thing, and they're all storming.
They're
the
all
court.
like, whoa.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Derrick Jones Jr. is crickets. I think I kind of agree with you. Like, I think it's just a lot of hate against Miami, and then that like.
And I think also it's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
I think it's the fact that Derrick Jones Jr. seems like a more quiet, reserved guy, right? May not have, interacted or become friends with everybody in the league, right? And Aaron Gordon's kind of more out there. Like,
well, not only that, like that too, but I think it's more of, you gotta figure, this is Derrick Jones Jr. Like think about it, this is really like his breakout season.
Yeah.
Like, this is his best, as far as I know. Like, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the best season he's ever had.
right.
I think so.
So like, I think like a lot of people just don't really know him like that.
That's what I'm saying.
You
like,
know? So it's definitely a popularity
so
contest.
them getting on the court and like, bigging up Aaron Gordon, he might know all of them, but I don't think Derrick Jones Jr. doesn't look like the type of guy to like really like get out there and network and get to know people, right?
Yeah.
So they may not just know him. So the fact that he's not getting the applause that the other one is getting is probably just because they don't really know him and they don't feel like they have any, affinity to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Now a big thing that with people on social media is because of the fact that Derrick Jones Jr. is a Miami Heat player, D Wade is a Miami Heat legend. So they're saying that D Wade cheated for Derrick Jones Jr. for him to win the dunk contest.
Not the case.
But here's the thing, because D Wade I believe voted Derrick Jones Jr.'s dunk a 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think he also voted Aaron Gordon's 9 as well, right?
No, actually,
Or was it?
I think it was Chadwick Boseman and Candace Parker had given him the 9s.
Yeah.
Who?
Derrick Jones Jr.
Or was it
Common and Candace Parker gave Derrick Jones Jr. 10s. Everyone else gave him 9s.
Or was it D Wade gave Derrick Jones Jr. the 10, and then he gave Aaron Gordon the 9?
No, D Wade gave him a 9. I literally just saw a picture before we started recording.
Like he gave Derrick Jones Jr. a 9.
Derrick Jones Jr. got a 9, unless the picture was from a different one. But I'm pretty sure.
But anyway, here's the thing though. Even if D Wade would have gave Aaron Gordon a 10, it still would have been tied.
Absolutely.
It still would have been tied. So they would have kept going. And they wanted it to stop right there.
Yep.
And so I feel like because of the fact that Aaron Gordon didn't clear him, and also because of the fact that they kind of kept it going because they wanted to see more, and Derrick Jones Jr. really should have won it in the beginning because the extra dunks really shouldn't have even happened, but they just wanted to see more, so they kept giving both of them 50s. That's the thing. Derrick Jones Jr. should have been one from the first dunk,
Absolutely.
or even the second dunk, and that should have been it. But
yeah, but I feel like overall, these people are like, it's like you can't give everybody 10s. Everybody can't get 10s all the time. Like, come on, people.
like, bruh.
Like, it just doesn't work that way. Like, somebody's going to have to not get a 10. Like, you have to be mean. I'm sorry. You have to put on your foot. If you're a judge, you got to judge and be critical about it. And, I mean, because everybody's being nice and everybody's trying to give everybody 9s and 10s and 8s for the least, right? That's how it results in this, because somebody has to win at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, they say that, the guy who just dunked over 7-5 Taco Fall just lost. I say it shouldn't even never happen.
It should have never happened. And yeah, Taco Fall might be 7'5", but he didn't dunk over 7'5". He started hitting him at his shoulders. Measure him from his shoulders to his head and take that off. I don't know how long, I don't know how many inches that is, but take that off, and that's what he really dunked over.
Well, luckily for us, everybody else is mad, and we Gucci because
so
Heat Nation
happy.
got 2 trophies tonight.
Like I said, they are livid, sir.
They're livid.
They are livid.
They're angry.
Bro, I've never seen so many angry people on Facebook. It's insane. Like, I kind of want to say it's awesome because they're so mad.
Like,
we're happy.
Like, I'm like, at literally every post that I see about like that has to do with it, or that says like Aaron Gordon got robbed,
I'm instigating.
I'm immediately in the comments, and I'm waiting for somebody to reply. I'm just waiting. I'm in the corner, just like, try me, try me. Like come here and give me your take if you disagree with me, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. So yeah, tonight was a fun night.
Yeah, and UCF, I understand that you are in Orlando and you want to support a player that's also in the same city. I get that, right? But I think that you should be a little bit more objective and maybe have a different view. You know, sometimes you can't always support the people that are in your town. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's not even from Orlando. He just happens to play in Orlando. So I'm very disappointed in UCF. And that's it.
Yeah, I feel like D Wade's public image is getting a little hazy these days. I mean, it's unfortunate to say because of the way America and the world is right now, but because of the things with his daughter and now this and all, like it's D Wade's getting kind of he's getting a bad hand these days,
By the
even
way,
though he shouldn't.
Which absolutely shout out to Zaya. Is it Zaya or Zaya?
I don't know. I think it's Zaya.
Okay, shout out to Zaya. And D Wade and Gabrielle Union for being so open and
Zaire.
And Zaire, that beautiful post that he put up supporting his sibling. I mean, hands down to them. I mean, I'm very happy that they have kind of set aside some time to really appreciate who their daughter is and that they're so supportive and open, because it's kind of sadly common in the Black community to not talk about things like that or to brush it aside or to be angry or not accept it. And the fact that they are people in the public eye who also love their children and want to come out and support them in whatever is amazing. So hands up for them.
I don't know who Justine Brown is, but look, this is the picture that I saw, because Candace Parker and Common are saying like, oh, it was supposed to be tied. Right. Candace Parker said, I ain't throwing anyone under the bus, but check the scorecard.
Candace Parker,
someone went rogue. Let's review the tape. And then here's the final score. Dwayne Wade 9, Common 10, Candace Parker 10, Chadwick Boseman 9, Scottie Pippen 9.
Right, so that was for Aaron.
That was the final score. Yes. Yeah,
that was for Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, so I mean, if you wanted Aaron Gordon to score higher, like, I don't know.
Sorry, it's over.
Well, my thing is that those extra dunks should have never even happened. Derrick Jones should have won from the first dunk, because that first dunk Aaron Gordon put up definitely did not match that 50 that Derrick Jones put up. So,
sorry, next year there'll be another one.
Thank you. Next.
Boy, they livid.
They are livid.
They are angry.
And we just Gucci in Miami. Well,
We're so happy.
You know what? I mean, we're happy that we reached success in the All-Star weekend. But as far as the team and the season, like we just came off a bad road trip.
They needed this.
Yeah, we needed this break. We needed these victories to get us on some good morale for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So hopefully Bam and Jimmy ball out tomorrow. Hopefully one of them get the All-Star Game MVP.
I don't know. If they do, they might say it's rigged. I don't know.
Haters will say it's rigged.
I hope. Yeah, haters say it's fake. I hope one of them do get it, because them people are gonna be angry. They're gonna be irate.
Good. I want them to.
They're gonna be vexed.
Vexed.
Yeah, and shout out to the Wade family, because even though other people might be giving you shit, we love you.
We love you.
We're the only people that matter. So, so we just want you to know that.
Just keep doing what y'all doing, because obviously you have people irked.
They're irked.
They're irked. They're vexed. I love all you.
Thanks again for joining us for another episode. As always, it's a pleasure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on. Don't forget, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Radio Public, SoundCloud, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and even YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on IG and Twitter at Noble Citizens PC. Search Noble Citizens Podcast on Facebook.
Get on that year-old Instagram and follow me at Ronnie_NCP.
You can also follow me at _JAEDE_.
You can follow me on the IG at ProBound. That's pro.bound. I might also get back into Twitter. If you want to follow my Twitter, it's at C_Brereton. If you need to spell Brereton, just follow my Instagram and then get that spelling, and then follow my Twitter. So do that. Get on that right now.
But mainly the Instagram.
Or whatever you want to do.
Just the interwebs in general.
I mean, we give you options. That's the key.
So join us for the next episode. It is the noble thing to do.
Bye.